Welcome back to the Intersint podcast. This is episode number 32. Kaneez, how do you diddly do up a shop do today?
But what?
How do you diddly do up a shop do today?
I know that's a reference to something.
It's really not.
You're stupid.
I was doing some stuff earlier this morning and I just thought of that sentence. I'm like, that's kind of funny. I like that.
Is this what you do? Just think of random shit like this?
This is what goes on in my brain all of the time.
That's so good to know.
It's like, have you ever seen that thing of like, oh, I wonder what he's thinking about? And then it goes to guys and it's like, if a bear were to attack us right now, could I beat up the bear? They're not wrong. That is what we think about.
That's very good to know.
There'll be times I'm just like walking somewhere and it looks like I'm zoned out, but in my brain I'm like, all right, so if I were to do this animation and I need to move this keyframe here, I'm just like, but I'm not even doing this animation. Why am I thinking about this right now?
I mean, that's when like all the good ideas come in when you're not thinking about it.
That is true. The amount of times I have to like just step away and like go do something, or if I'm in the middle of a shower, is like, oh, there's the idea, and I need to like keep repeating it in my head so I don't forget it.
See, I try to do that and then I just end up forgetting.
Yeah, me too. There were times I'm like, I'm about to fall asleep, and then a random like guitar line or bass line comes into my head, and I'm like, I really like that, so I'll pull out my phone and record myself doing it with my mouth.
So if I look into your audio files, I'll find random guitar lines.
Unfortunately, it's on my old phone that died, but yeah, you would have.
Wow.
So then I go back and I listen to them like, okay, yeah, I like this, and then I can recreate it.
I feel like everything about you that would have given me more of an insight as to who you are died in that phone.
Yeah, all the evidence is gone. We got rid of it. That's like every time you're like, oh, I want to see pictures of you during your like emo phase. I'm like, those pictures don't exist because no one ever took pictures of me. We erased that part of history.
I mean, kind of same, because when you were like back in the day in middle school, like everybody used to have like those Canon PowerShot like point and shoot cameras.
Yeah.
I had one. I don't know what happened to it. I remember taking out all the photos, going to Walgreens, and getting them put on a CD, like a CD. And then I don't know where that CD is.
Yeah.
The SD drive, the SD card is wiped out.
Oh no.
So like technically no pictures exist of me from like back in the day.
That you know of, or your parents just have a box of it and they're like, oh, we saved this, and then you can relive those memories.
They stopped taking pictures when I was 8.
Wow, they gave up early.
When we moved here is when they stopped.
They're like, we're too busy now. We have to.
That was just birthdays and trips, like the occasional trip that we'd take.
Yeah, I remember saving up a lot of my McDonald's paychecks to get one of those cameras that you were talking about.
I got one for my 12th birthday.
Aww. So I remember working so hard, saving all my money, and then the day finally came where I could buy it. I went and I bought it, and I was having so much fun with my digital camera. I think it was only a month later, I was going to go visit a friend, and I put all my stuff on top of my car, and I'm like,
oh no.
Then I'm putting some stuff into the car, and I was in such a hurry that I just got into the car and then left. And I was like, oh, I forgot this. And then I get out of the car, look back, and my camera had fallen off of my car. And then when I backed up to get back to the house, I ran it over and broke it. Which sums up my life entirely.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Hi, Rexy.
Just in the background.
He's looking at me.
So that was tragic. And then I just never bought a camera again until like years upon years later.
Yeah, I think I lost like the battery or like the charger for it. I forget. But there was a point in my life where like I had to stop using it because I just couldn't.
Oh yeah, it's just.
And I remember taking it to school one day too. I'm like the shutter button broke. Not broke, but it like loosened.
Yeah.
And I remember my English teacher was like, "Oh, what happened?" Because I was like pretty upset about it. He's like, "Oh, what happened?" I'm like, "My camera broke. And he's like, let me see, I'll try to fix it. And he fixed it. I'm like, oh, yay! Coolest English teacher ever.
You're my hero.
I was like, what, 14? I would think I was like a freshman in high school.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
Those were the coolest little cameras. Just like, I like how there's just that moment in history where just like every single person had those just quick, like attached lens cameras.
I remember like it was always funny to me, like now thinking back on it, how we had like 5 different things to do something, whereas now we just have our phones.
Yep. It's what was it? We had a GPS device.
Yes.
We had our cameras. We had a cell phone.
Right.
Which would text people and whatnot and calls. What else was there? We had
the iPod or the Zune.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Music.
I forgot. Yeah, music. Or just CDs.
Oh, yeah.
And then probably a flashlight we had separate in case we ever needed to see something at night.
True. What else was there?
There's probably so much more that I'm not even thinking of right now.
Oh, yeah.
Technology is crazy. Soon we're just going to have an implant device in our hands that we have to like...
Would you do that?
No.
Like if it was mandated that you have to get one of these things implanted in you.
No.
That's my sign to leave the country.
I see it being possible.
With the way things are going.
Yeah, I don't see it being out of the realm of possibility at all.
Because what was that? Neuralink or whatever?
Yeah.
And somebody got it successfully implanted.
Yeah. And I mean, it works. He wasn't able to move his arms or legs.
Right.
So to be able to control a computer with his brain sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. But it's cool that it works.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever be the person to get it even though I don't need it.
Right. Yeah.
Imagine like you're just walking around and then you're just like someone just starts like twitching or something is like because they're getting hacked in their Neuralink.
Is this a seizure or is this a hack?
Yeah. Which one is it? It's time to play a game. That's the thing with we always talk about these smart devices and stuff. That's the sole reason I wouldn't want all these smart devices because I'm like anything with a computer can get hacked.
Exactly. Yeah.
Toothbrushes were used for hacking. Do you remember that?
No.
What's the one? I don't know why I'm asking you this. What toothbrush do I have?
I don't know.
Damn it.
You have the other one. You have the Sonicare.
Yes, thank you. I couldn't think of the word.
Because I knew it was the opposite of mine.
So there's a thing with the newer Sonicare ones where it connects to an app on your phone and it's like, oh, are you pushing too hard on your teeth? Yes. I don't need statistics on my brushing.
My brush does that.
Oh, are you serious?
I did not connect it and I will never get the app.
Okay, good.
Because I don't need it. It's like I just want to brush my teeth.
So there's hackers who got into the Sonicare toothbrushes and were running denial. What is it? DDoS? Yeah. DDoS attacks on websites through toothbrushes. That they had to like have like a firmware update or something to prevent it. Like, this is how you know we've gone too far when people are using toothbrushes to hack websites. I don't want to be that old guy, but let's just go back to the manual of just...
See, I don't like that anymore because that's how I used to brush my teeth. And now, like, every time I go on a trip, I just usually bring my manual toothbrush, and I just hate it. Because I just feel like I don't get a good enough clean.
The manual versus automatic toothbrush.
The stick shift toothbrush.
No, I feel the same way. If I ever use a normal toothbrush, I'm like, I feel like I just didn't get anything. So there's one thing I started realizing. Listening back to all these episodes, like the ones we've done in the past, we had an episode where I talked about how I'm terrible at like accents and doing sound effects. Ever since then, I've been like listening back. I'm like, I'm actually pretty good at this.
Pretty good at accents?
Yeah.
How?
Whenever I did that donkey guy, the one who was like...
The donkey guy?
Yeah. The one who brings the donkey to the kids' party.
Oh, yeah.
When I did that voice, I'm like, damn, that was spot on. And then I think it was the last episode we just did, I did an old man voice. And I'm like, holy hell, that's a pretty good old man voice. Like, am I just getting better?
You get better or you do it well when you're not thinking about it.
If I just go in and just commit.
The second you start thinking about it is when you are horrible at it.
Yeah. I'm probably amping myself up and I'm being too confident right now in my voices.
See, I'm the opposite way of like where I have to think about what accent I'm doing before I do it.
I just wish I could just do it consistently.
Aw.
Like whistling. I can't whistle.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't.
I can make a single note and I don't know how to change that note.
And you and I have both noticed this of like when we're editing episodes of how we make the weirdest sounds. Because you sent me one the other day.
This has to be a clip that we just put into the episode.
Yes.
So the context of this was pretty much well, there's no context to the clip. Just listen to this and then you're gonna hear like I start to talk and then it just goes into like a transformer voice right before I start talking again.
I wouldn't even call it a transformer voice. It sounded like you were getting shut down.
Oh wait, hold on. Here's the clip of what we're talking about. I'm a hypochondriac.
Yes.
And also coincidentally in that episode. So tell me that's not just like me trying to impersonate a transformer going from truck mode to robot mode.
Truck mode. Who do you think you are, Optimus Prime?
I am Optimus Prime.
No, you're not. You wish you were.
Right there, I was about to do an Optimus Prime voice, but then I thought about it and I was way too confident.
Like, nope.
I was abort. We are not doing this right now. But then on top of that, then you just sent me one.
Oh yeah.
From your edit. We'll just play that one now. Same with like geese and
swans.
And swans, yeah. There's one time I was out on a walk and like these geese started fighting with one another. And then with this one, it's just like I'm about to throw up right before I talk. What am I doing with my audio? I don't know.
What do you, not even that. What are you doing when you're talking?
That's the thing is
because it captures it. It has nothing to do with anything else but you talking. So what is wrong with you?
The thing is, dude, like you brought up, maybe it's just the audio program whenever we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
Because neither one of us catch these and call each other out whenever it happens.
Oh, that is true. Because you know me. The second I hear that, I'm never letting you hear the end of it.
Anytime I think I can slip something by you, like, oh, I'm going to like, oh, I heard it. I'm just going to keep going with confidence. And then you're just waiting patiently for me to stop talking.
It's kind of annoying because I'll like either pick up or remember the most irrelevant shit that has nothing to do with anything. Like, I don't care about it, but I'll remember it for no reason. But then stuff that I actually need to remember.
It just isn't
and
there.
need to know. It just isn't there. I swear my brain hates me.
You can show me a clip from SpongeBob from back in the day, and I can tell you the exact episode is from and like all these different quotes. You asked me what I did last week. I'm like, I don't know. That was too long ago. Tell me something about SpongeBob from whenever I was young. Yeah, I can tell you everything about it.
So we have really good long-term memories.
I guess so.
We're Dory.
That too. I feel like that's the more appropriate thing now that we're getting older.
Yay, wonderful.
But on top of like me making sounds, you have mentioned how you as an Indian change up your W's and V's a lot.
I do. I do.
Something I never really caught ever before with like all of our years knowing each other.
Really?
Yeah, I've
like
never
you've never noticed it because
No.
I've done it before. Weird. I shouldn't have said anything then.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever noticed it. Up until last week's episode, you dropped the hardest switch of letters I've ever heard.
I remember that too because I caught it as I was saying it.
I didn't catch it in the moment. I caught it in the edit.
You could tell in the edit that I realized what I said and I had to like divert it away to make you think that you didn't hear it.
You did a good job because I didn't pay attention. But yeah, so here, let's check this out. You're pulling the claps out
do
on
you
me
not
now.
know your vowels?
Bull and bull.
Do you not know your vowels?
What's a vowel? Do you even know what a wow is? Do you even? That's the moment I can tell that you caught it because then you're like, You say it really slow and you say it very confidently after that to make sure you hit that V. I think it was a combination of you just being mad and you're just like, I'm just yelling.
You pissed me off.
Your brain wasn't even thinking about what to say. You're just like, I'm angry and I'm yelling at this guy.
He needs to be taught a lesson.
So it's one of those things that, like, obviously, two of those, like the ones I made, were cut out because we were able to cut them out. Unfortunately, with yours, like, we couldn't cut that out because it was like burnt into everything else that was happening. So there's no way to cut around it.
Makes for good content.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll probably bring it up as we find it more and more.
Yeah. We should start a scavenger hunt with these things of like accidental flubs and random sounds that we make.
We've gotten a lot better on the flubbing.
Yes, we have.
I remember early on in the episodes, we could barely get through sentences without fumbling over our words.
The majority was you.
We didn't need to point the finger.
I did. That's my job.
I have been getting better.
Good job.
At talking.
I'm proud of you. The one thing that you're supposed to do. Good job.
The one thing that a podcast requires, and I couldn't do it in the beginning.
The one thing that you need to do to like communicate effectively.
Although you can argue that even the ending of the podcast I can never get right.
You'll get it right someday.
I think I got like 2 out of these entire 30 some episodes.
The majority of them we do cut out.
Yeah, we do.
So I feel like it is every episode you fuck up.
Probably. But by the time this comes out, it's going to be Christmas, which is exciting. So if you're listening to this, which you probably won't be because it's around the busy time of the year and then no one's going to be listening to podcasts. But Merry Christmas.
We'll see you next year.
Yeah. It's just crazy how fast this year flew by.
I remember in January, we were talking about like all these things that we had planned.
In January, you were saying about how long that month was and how it felt like 3 months has gone by.
Yep.
And then between January and now, it is a blink of an eye.
It feels like nothing.
All the stuff we have done, Blink-182, Enter Shikari, all their concerts you've gone to, crazy.
It's funny because we had hikes planned. Did not get to a single one.
Yeah, nope. Wait, did we not? Did I do? No, I never did one. Damn it.
I did one with my friend.
You did one. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
It's funny because you bought the Discover Pass too.
No, I bought it this year for like the end. I bought it at the end of this year.
Oh, for next year.
Next year, yeah.
You'll get to it.
Which people don't even know what that is. The Discover Pass is a pass that you use to get into to not pay for parking when you go to other.
It's basically like a parking pass for national parks.
Yes.
Here in Washington. So
you pay, it's what, like $35, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just have to go to like 5 hikes and you paid for it pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
So next year, I'm going to do my hikes because now I'm committed to it because I bought the pass.
I mean, you also had the pass for the remainder of this year. But did you go? No.
Because it's cold now.
It shouldn't stop you. I went when it's raining.
Good for you. I
do not know anything about me. I conquered my fear.
I can't do the hikes in the rain. I can't do the hikes in the cold. It needs to be a perfect summer day. And then I do my hikes.
That's sad.
Why?
Because there's a lot of nice hikes when it's all snowy and pretty out.
Nope. Coming from the girl who shivers like a chihuahua when it drops below 70 degrees outside.
You did not need to call me out like that.
If it's 70 with an overcast, you're still shivering outside.
I will do whatever it takes for me to go on a hike if it's nice and pretty. If I can get good pictures out of it, I will do it.
I can imagine you dress up like a marshmallow and a giant
I will dress up
jacket.
like the Michelin Man to go see Franklin Falls iced over.
I don't even know where that is.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
I think.
It's a place.
It's somewhere in Washington.
But speaking of Christmas coming up, Target released some new commercials where they gave us Sexy Santa.
What?
They're like, you know what? We're tired of showing Santa as old and fat. Let's make him sexy this year. We need to boost sales.
Where are all the Karens now?
We're shopping at Target now, trying to find the Santa.
Exactly.
Sitting on Santa's lap took on a whole new meaning now.
Whoa.
So they pretty much made Santa, it says from Santa Claus from sweet to sexy.
Whoa.
And I absolutely love that.
See, I'm looking at this article now. I don't see it.
I don't either. Whenever I saw like sexy Santa, I'm imagining like damn it, now I can't even think of actors' names whenever I need to think of it.
Like a Ryan Reynolds or like a Ryan Gosling or Channing Tatum.
I thought you were gonna do a third Ryan. I'm like, do you only know Ryan actors?
Ryanair.
The airplane?
Yes.
I was thinking like Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, there you go.
That seems like you could have a buff Santa.
Like a younger looking Santa.
What Santa would be yours where you're just like, ooh, hello?
I know back in the day Channing Tatum would have been up there.
Just like the Magic Mike outfit. And he's just wearing a reindeer thong or something.
Hello.
What present did you get for me? No, I wasn't a good girl. I was a bad girl.
Whoa. Okay, before you tell me what your sexy Santa would be, you're not on TikTok, but has it been on Shorts where a lot of these Christmas songs are being remixed into dirty songs?
No, I didn't even know that was a fad.
I will show you. I saw one and I was on the floor.
Like what's
dying.
An example of one?
I can't say it on here.
No.
we will get taken down.
Okay.
It's there's a song. Do you know the song from To the Window to the Wall?
Yeah, who doesn't know that song?
So
that's the song of our generation.
They remixed that song to play to the tune of Let It Snow.
How?
From the window to the wall. You can know the rest. If you know the lyrics, you know the rest.
You know, this is calling me out. I've been very bad at this. You showed me... Oh, wait, is it those same ones you showed me last time? I'm all over the place with this thought.
You're...
The ones who did the Apple Bottom Jeans song? Apple Bottom Jeans, boots with the fur. Is it the same people?
I don't know if it's the same people, but I feel like every year there's always something.
So you showed me that video, and I laughed at it. I thought it was hilarious. It wasn't until the next week, in the middle of work, I text you. I'm like, did you realize that song you sent me, it sounds a lot like Feliz Navidad?
You fucking idiot.
And you're like, yeah, that was the joke, Mike. That was the joke. I am slow, okay? If Slowpoke were a human, that would be me.
That you're not wrong. If you're Slowpoke, I'm Psyduck.
Yeah, that is true.
Yep.
Hurt yourself with confusion all the time.
Yep. Sigh.
And the thing that just happened, what was it this past week? One of my not favorite, up there with one of my favorite bands, the Callous Cowboys. I was just thinking about their name. I'm like, that is such a weird and unique name. Like, how did they come up with that? And then it wasn't until after I'm like, oh, it's kind of like they just took the Dallas Cowboys and just switched the first two letters. And so I sent you that. I'm like, I just realized, like, if you switch those letters, that's what you get. And you're like, are you kidding me? I knew this was the joke.
Fucking loser.
So then I did some research on it, and yeah, they even admit to it in an interview. They're like, yeah, this is just a joke.
Yep. As most band names start or happen is with a joke.
I don't know. It just seems so unique. I'm like, that's kind of an interesting band name. I don't know what it means. And I think just after saying it a lot, I'm like, wait a minute. This is fishy.
You idiot.
I think my favorite joke band name, and no one ever believes me that this is a band whenever they hear it, is the Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza.
You've mentioned them a lot to me.
I do. I listen to their discography probably once a year.
Whoa, wait.
I know.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
I listen to their discography at least once a year.
You did it. Good job.
I did.
Have you listened to it this year?
I didn't. No, the year flew by and I didn't even get a chance.
Wow. Keep the tradition alive. You have to listen to it before the year ends.
I have a few days.
You have a few weeks.
I think that's the funniest thing to me when bands don't have a serious band name, and then you're like, oh, I wonder what they're about, and then you listen to it and it's just heavy as shit, and just it's like, oh,
whoa,
was not expecting this from them.
But before we move on, you need to tell me what your sexy Santa role model would be.
See, you were saying Ryan Reynolds, I'm like, I don't see that. Like,
I see it only because he has the certain vibe of playing the most obscure characters.
is it obscure though? He plays one character, and that is Ryan Reynolds.
That is true.
He used to be diverse, and now he's just, I am Ryan Reynolds, and that's all I play.
This is me.
Did I see what?
I don't know what I was going to say.
There's a side dog that coming out.
Thanks.
See, I'm not that well caught up on actors and stuff now to really know.
But you could just say anybody.
That's why I would just go like Chris Hemsworth. He just seems like it's kind of like what you were saying about like back in the day it'd be Channing Tatum.
Right.
He just seems like the newer Channing Tatum.
Okay.
He's ripped.
I see that.
He has just like
I see that.
I'm like the perfect male specimen.
I feel like any lead actor in any of the Marvel movies can be Santa in that sense.
That is. Oh yeah, you could have gotten what? Chris Evans?
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name? I just threw that out there. I don't
Captain
know.
America?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's well, but do you think like Robert Downey Jr. See that
I don't see it. I don't see that, and I don't see who's the guy who plays the Hulk, the new one.
Mark Rubio.
You mixed
Rufio.
together.
Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo. There we go.
Thank you.
Who's Mark Rubio?
Congressman, I think.
Senator.
Yeah.
Could be.
Rubio. Ew, gag.
Could you imagine the new Marvel movie comes out and it's Marco Rubio coming out like, hey guys, I'm Hulk.
Oh, ew.
So what is this?
Get him.
Mark Ruffalo.
Thank you. I can't imagine him either.
Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., those seem like more like if you were to have like a suave Santa, like fancy,
like a
back.
Santa sitting in front of the fireplace having a drink.
Yeah, with like a whiskey or something. That's what I picture
Exactly.
for those two.
I see that.
You can't. Sure, maybe some people might think they're sexy, but I just feel like if you're going like the standard, just sexy route, it's like Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. So now I'm naming all the Chris's.
It's either Ryan or Chris.
And that works. Chris Kringle. See, Chris's.
Oh, there
that
you
works.
go.
I almost said Christopher Columbus, and I had to,
With his 3 boats.
instead of the 3 like a sleigh, he just has 3 boats of reindeer.
Put a red flashy light on the first one.
And this boat shall be Rudolph.
But wait, so why did they do this?
Why did they to switch it up?
Why did they sexify Santa?
To get people like us to talk about it. That is why.
People go to Target no matter what. Target does not need to do this. Walmart, however,
That is
needs
true.
to step up their game.
Does Walmart do anything for?
Do you remember back in the day with Black Friday?
No.
Like, people would just go to Walmart.
Oh, I thought you meant commercial.
And it's like, commercial-wise, too. Of like, they used to, like, advertise of how they'll be better than Amazon with their whole shipment, like, shipping, and, like, waiting for gifts and whatnot.
Yeah.
And now you just don't see anything.
I'm so. Is Black Friday still that crazy?
No.
That's what I thought. Back in the day, it used to be like.
Back in the day, it was buy one TV, get another one free. Now it's get 30 cents off your first 2 fucking apples.
No, back in the day, it was you need to punch a 90-year-old lady in the face to get a stereo. Sparta kick a 12-year-old across the store because she's about to grab the last of something. That's what Black Friday used to be. Now it's just like
we used to be a society.
we civilized a bit. Now we just honk angrily at each other as we try to find parking spots. Because even when we went, it was like somewhat calm aside from the parking situation.
Yeah, I flipped somebody off. I'm still so proud of that.
Oh, we were. I was ready to get out with like a bat or something and just start hitting cars. Like, you stay where you are. But yeah, I think it's literally just like, what can we do to get more eyes on us? Let's do Sexy Santa.
Although I see a certain demographic, like liking this because I don't care.
Oh no! This is like
When
the
you see
older
like
mom.
this commercial, like the soccer mom
Yeah, like, oh, hello, Santa.
and the Karens.
Yes. Do Karen shop at Target?
I don't know. Do they?
I don't know.
Okay, to be fair, we don't shop at Target. Not really.
I mean, I do sometimes.
One, there's something that we really need from there.
You've been with me when we go into Target before, and I need to avoid the kitchen aisle at all costs.
It sucks because like immediately like as you enter is the kitchen aisles.
Yep.
So I like train myself of like, nope, we're not going this way.
I can get lost in the kitchen section of Target for about 6 hours.
If any of you out there want to go on a date with him, you know where to take him.
Just the Target kitchen aisle.
The cheapest date ever.
Is it cheap? I could easily spend hundreds upon hundreds with all the stuff I could buy.
You're
there.
not allowed to buy him anything. You're not allowed to make him get his own stuff either.
Dude, there's that one time we went to the outlet malls and they had that just a kitchen store. And I'm like, oh,
Yep.
can we go in that? And you're
Nope.
like, no.
I know you.
The kitchen store to me is like going into a Guitar Center. It's just avoid
Both
that.
of which are banned for you.
Yeah. If I go into a Guitar Center, that's my entire day.
I can already picture you getting yelled at for playing with all the instruments.
No, because they encourage it.
To an extent, yes.
I
To an extent, they encourage. Have they met you?
remember being in the keyboard section the one time, and they had this little DJ pad thing that like you touch and move your hand around and it changes the sound. Don't know what it's called. I'm just in the like just making the most obnoxious, annoying sounds, and it's like and changing like all the knobs and stuff. And my girlfriend at the time had to drag me out of there. Like, all right, we're gonna get kicked out if you keep doing this.
You went from Toys R Us to Guitar Center and kitchen stuff.
Pretty much, dude. If I have my own house, there would be a room which would be my like little music studio, and you would just walk into like just a wall of instruments and keyboards and just stuff.
I figure, yes. If this makes us money, if this makes us any kind of money, I already know the first 5 things you would get.
Yep. I don't know why. Like, even with microphones, I'm addicted to microphones, but I don't need more microphones. I have all the ones I need. But every time I see a microphone, I'm like, ooh, that's a nice one.
I'm gonna get this.
Oh, boy. But, so we've been talking about nostalgia a lot.
Yes.
The craziest thing just happened, and I just squeaked. I don't know why. Oh, sorry. I need to go off of this real quick.
Whoa.
We were talking about second puberty.
Okay.
It is a thing in ladies, too.
Okay.
I don't know why I said ladies. It's a thing in women.
Okay, boomer.
Hi, ladies. So, yeah. Apparently, there's a chance you could go through second puberty as well. So,
Yay, fun.
Yeah.
What does it consist of?
I think for you, it's menopause.
Thanks.
I think that's what second puberty is.
Fun times. Just what I needed.
But anyways, in our state, scientists have just discovered that orcas are going back to a nostalgia trend that happened back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're killing fish and putting the fish on their heads as little hats.
So back in the 80s, there was one orca, and I forget what her name was.
Yeah, I can't recall the name, but
she was spotted wearing fish on her head.
a fish head on her head.
A fish head on her head.
Like a
as
little hat.
And all these other orcas saw that and started copying her to where it became a orca fad.
Yeah, there's this thing where orcas just have fads that they just follow. When they think something's cool, they follow it.
It's cool to see like how even animals like that have their own like social structure.
Yeah. So, and that's like recently the orcas were attacking yachts, not maliciously, just because that was the fad, was to attack yachts. I'm just imagining the juvenile like emo whales. Just like, I'm not gonna listen to you, Mom. I'm gonna go attack the boats. All the cool wheels are doing it.
But now they've discovered that orcas are doing it again.
Which how?
What do you mean?
How would they know that that was a thing? Or did one just accidentally do it again?
Don't. And I guess they haven't. I mean, I'm sure they don't know that it was a thing before.
Wouldn't that be crazy if whales were like talking, like telling stories of
probably
prior
actually,
generations?
Of, like older whales telling stories that have been passed down.
Because don't crows do that?
Tell each other stories.
Don't crows like pass along historic information to their children?
I don't know.
I think I read that. So like if you piss off a crow, you're gonna be fucked with for generations because they will pass down that.
I know that they remember you for like at least 2+ years.
Oh, okay.
Like they'll remember your face.
Imagine if crows had fads.
What other animals have fads?
Yeah, that we don't know about. I told you about that one. I didn't mention it on the podcast. I was outside with my dog and he's inside of the little dog pen. And I happened to look over, and I love watching crows just because their little hop that they do is always so funny to me. The skip thing.
If you were a cat, you'd have the time of your life just being in the window.
And so I'm watching this crow, and it picks up an empty sauce container from the garbage, and it flies over and puts the sauce container on a person's car roof. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. And then he goes back, gets another sauce container, and goes to another car and puts the sauce container on that car's roof. I'm like,
it's marking them.
I'm like, this is hilarious just for the fact that someone's going to come out to their car and think a human did this. And the fact that it was a crow just having fun putting sauce containers on people's cars. Was hilarious.
Oh, I love animals.
And does the crow know what it's doing? It has to, right?
It has to.
Like, this will be fun. I wonder if we could also teach orcas a fad.
What would you teach it?
I don't know. Like, would you just like teach it to like? Well, first of all, you'd have to worry about it killing you trying to teach it something.
True.
I would love to teach it like synchronized dancing. Like, could you imagine you're just in a boat and you just like all these tail fins just pop up out of the water and start spinning in circles like clockwise?
That'd be so scary.
Are we gonna die right now?
That's how they get you.
They distract
mesmerize
you
with the beautiful dance, and then they kill you. It's like sirens.
There you go. Yes, that's the siren song. As you're distracted, the hunger whale's behind you, sneaking up in the water. That's like those videos of people in like little kayaks, and then you see the fin come up under the water from all the whales right beside you. It's like you could eat me in a second, or just one slap of your tail and you break my kayak. This goes back to my thalassophobia.
Oh, yes. You're scared of oceans, yes. But, and you sent me this as we were planning this episode. A man was left for dead after being bitten by his family's pet hamster.
That hamster was out for blood.
The picture that this article put up of the hamster.
We need to put this up on our Instagram.
Yes.
It shows this guy who is so like sad looking, and then on the other side is just the hamster just looking out the glass.
I'll do it again, bitch.
Yeah, like it knows what it did and like, you just wait till you get me out of this cage again. I'm gonna bite you.
So at the very beginning, the very first picture, it says the man's name was left for dead.
After
Imply that there was nobody there to help him. The hamster just bit him and then he was just left there.
Just the hamster like nibbling on his toes or something to eat him while he's down. So this is confusing to me, and I didn't even know something to be afraid of with hamsters. With me, hamsters are always just the cute, cuddly little almost rat thing that doesn't have a rat tail, but is like all friendly and it just wobbles around and does nothing in life.
It must be nice.
Except running on its wheel. That's the only thing it does.
Again, must be nice.
Apparently, you can go into anaphylactic shock by being bit by a hamster. It's rare, but apparently this is a thing now.
It's probably either what's in their saliva or like in their DNA or something that somebody has to be allergic to.
I didn't even know hamsters bit people. Like, I've never heard of that.
You have had to have done something for it to attack you like that.
Or, like, my first thought is rabies? Do hamsters get rabies? Can hamsters get rabies?
Look it up.
So hamsters can get rabies.
How? they're not in contact with anything else.
I don't
keep them at home.
It says it's highly unlikely.
Oh, there you go.
But so does he now have to get tested for rabies because of this?
Probably. But he was going into anaphylactic shock, and then I guess his girlfriend or wife had to. It says she struggled to get the hamster off him.
Oh yeah, so it wasn't just a bite. The hamster latched on and would not let go. Could you imagine you use your finger like poking it, like bumping its head, like let go.
Again, you have had to have done something for it to latch onto you like that.
Maybe. It's just, I didn't know I had to be terrified of hamsters now.
I remember when one of my cats was a kitten, and I forget what I was doing. I think I was like on the couch or something. But when it was a kitten, she had this habit of biting ankles just because it was accessible.
It's accessible.
So it was attacking my ankles, and it latched onto my pant leg, and I remember just kicking it across the room, and she just started flying, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, baby."
Just
she thought it was a game.
Just starts hopping back over after you
again.
That's like, you told me that you were trying to go to the bathroom once, or every time you try to go to the bathroom in the morning, the cat would attack your ankles.
Oh yeah, and now she just follows. No, go away.
I can only imagine just like, all right, here we go. I gotta go to the bathroom in the morning, and then like you're sitting there, and then all of a sudden like the cat's away and just pounces out and just starts clawing at your ankles.
No, she just sits at the door waiting for pets.
Just meowing the entire time.
She'll stay where the door opens. So like immediately when you open the door, you'll see her face. And I'm just like, no, go away.
Hello.
I need to get ready for work. I'm here, pet please.
You usually get one of those bags with like the scuba dome thing over top of it, inside of it. Just put her in that and then just take her to work, and then her head's just always poking out and just watching everyone.
I really want one of those things.
We're gonna go on a walk.
You be good.
Imagine what kind of fear this guy now has of these tiny little furry creatures.
But now don't you have to like go get tested to see like what other animal you're allergic to? Because I would imagine if you're allergic to a hamster, you have to be allergic to something that's like in that family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do this thing where I want to start a sentence, but I'm not sure what I'm starting my sentence on. So it's just like I'm trying to find words to start it.
Yeah. But so this hamster bit this man and then died.
Yes. Which then makes it even more like, what the fuck was that? It says it was looking frail for the last few days. And then once they took the hamster off of the guy, she took 2 more breaths and then died. Is this not the start of the zombie apocalypse or something?
This is revenge. I'm telling you, this is revenge.
See, he accidentally kicked the hamster across the floor and now it wants revenge.
Could you imagine though, like going into the ER and just having to explain what happened? Being a grown man like that. Oh yeah, I'm here because of my hamster bit me.
My hamster bit me. And it said he immediately swelled up. I would be terrified if I got bit by a hamster and I just start swelling immediately.
Oh yeah. That's when like you immediately call the ambulance and be like, I'm not gonna make it.
But do they take you not honestly, do they take you seriously at that point? Because like you said, a grown man calling like, I got bit by a hamster, I need an ambulance. And they're like, what?
That's why that's why you don't bring up the hamster until they come in.
Say, I got bit by a creature.
I'm going into anaphylactic shock right now. I'm going to die if you don't send somebody. They come in. Sir, what happened? My hamster bit me.
Then they look over and it's just dead. And it's like, did you kill it after it bit you?
What? No!
It's not what it looks like, I swear. What would be the scariest thing that is typically cute that you'd be like, it bites you once and you're like, no.
What do you mean, no?
Just like, so for this guy's forever scarred, ever holding a hamster again.
Okay.
Because he got bit by one. What would be something that you're just like, you're comfortable with now until the day it bit you? And then you're like, I didn't know that was a thing. And now I'm never doing it again.
Gerbils?
Yeah. Where have you ever encountered a gerbil?
You didn't have one as like a class pet?
We had a hamster,
Hamster.
which I'm now learning is a death trap for kids.
Time to go to each and every elementary school and take out all the hamsters. Replace it with like a gecko.
You are obsessed with geckos. This is now the second
They're
time.
cute.
They just lick their eyeballs. They don't do anything.
Exactly. They just sit there in their heat lamp.
That's true. What? No, you're just jealous because you want that life.
I do.
For me, it's ladybugs.
I used to love ladybugs, and now I hate them.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's just the bug part of it.
You're just because it falls in the category of bug, you are
Yes.
terrified of them.
I was talking to one of my coworkers about this, and I was telling her of like, oh, I also have the fear of holes, and I hate moths. But what my brain does is when people tell me not to look at something, I just go ahead and do it.
Yep. Yeah.
My brain hates me. But then she was like, oh yeah, if somebody tells me not to do something, I don't do it.
What a typical human response.
Yes. What's it like to be normal?
We grew up in a time where it's like, oh, there's this video called Two Girls, One Cup. Do not watch this video.
I never saw it.
See, I did because I was like,
Of course you did.
now I'm curious and now I need to watch this.
But of course you did.
Anytime it's like that, it's like, especially when you're younger, it's just like, yeah, don't watch this. But you're like, but now I want to.
It's banned. Now I watch it.
I had a ladybug bite me before.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. It landed on me. I'm like, oh, look at you. Cute. And then I just felt this sharp pain in my finger. I'm like, what the fuck? And like flicked it off. And like, I didn't know you had strong enough teeth to bite through my skin. This little claw mandible thing that it has. I don't know how to eat. So now ever since that, I'm very cautious to have a ladybug on me. Like, I don't think it can do anything to me, but I'm afraid that it's going to bite me again.
I think for me, it's just the feeling of having something crawl on you, no matter how cute it is.
I get that.
I don't know.
Because I've even had, it wasn't an inchworm, but it was like a worm thing.
Millipede.
And it's like crawling. Actually, it may have been a caterpillar. And I remember that was crawling on me before, and then I felt it bite into my skin too. And I'm like,
why? What is with you and bugs biting you?
Oh yeah, we were on a hike
Why
once.
is every single bug bites you? Why?
So we were on a hike once, and a bee just wanted revenge for something and stung me in the head.
This is when you shaved your head too.
Yeah, I shaved it that day or something. And then
So it just found like a shiny white dome.
I want to know, because the lady passed us and she's a little bit up the hill. I want to know what her thought process was behind this, because she passed us and we're like, oh, hello. And then after she took she was like 5 feet away, all she hears is me go, what the fuck? And just like screaming and flailing my arms.
I was beside you. I'm just wondering what the hell happened.
You're like, are you okay? What happened? What happened? And I'm like, I'm just screaming in pain. And then after that incident, which by the way, worst headache I've ever had. After that incident, I just kept having bugs crash into me. Like, I'm walking the lake and a bug is flying and just crashes into my forehead. Like, oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Like, what is going on? I don't know what's happening with me.
You probably got that other bee probably saw all that and thought, "Dude, this guy killed Fred. We need to get revenge."
Fred. Technically, Fred killed Fred by stinging me and losing his butt. So that is on him.
But you had to be there though.
Yeah. That bee injected me with just something that gives off a scent to bugs to like attack this guy at all costs.
Oh, maybe.
I just stink of treachery to bugs.
You reek of murder.
To this day, I'm still confused on what even happened to get that thing to sting me. I don't know.
You probably stepped on it.
Should have stepped harder. So yeah, now I'm afraid of those bees too. I'm like, damn it, like, I need to watch where I'm stepping.
Maybe it's time to move.
No, because bees are everywhere. I can't escape a bee.
Yeah, but how do you know that a Texas bee doesn't know about the Washington bees?
They're probably scarier in Texas. What are you talking about?
Okay, fine. What about New York bees?
There you go. The bumbles.
The bumps, you bump into it. Hey, I'm walking here.
Petit petite. But yeah, so This has been another episode where it just feels like we didn't really talk about anything.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, we should end it.
Yeah,
we ranted about a lot of nothing.
it's that time again. So
Yes.
if you enjoyed that episode, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Go follow all of our socials over at Intersint Pod. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
See,
wow.
I got that one
you
right.
Did it. Da, 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 da. Okay, bye.